Hey guys, welcome to the Gunners Lounge. This is a post-game reaction after our victory against Athletic Club. Now, we're all excited celebrating the two-goal victory, but honestly, it was a game of two halves. The first half, we looked really cagey. It wasn't encouraging. Our gameplay was more of possession-based, where we had more of the ball in our own half. Now it looked like the Athletic Club were up for the game. Yes, there was major injuries to a star player like Nico Williams, but it looked like they were up for the game. They were pressing up high, and we were not in our typical tempo. Now, what do I say at this point? We won. That's the end of it all. But there are so many things to take out of the game. I'm going to start now with our attack. Yes, Noni, Gyökeres, and Eze. It's a new attack altogether, and it's going to take some time to blend in. We could see that the brightest part of our attack was Noni, and we are grateful to have him in the team right now, knowing that Saka is out. However, I would say he was amazing in this game in the sense that he was our only threat moving forward. Blistering pace as always, very direct, exceptional player if you ask me. The only thing that is still lacking in his game also is the final third end product. When he gets into the 18-yard box, his cutbacks, his crosses, he needs to work on that. But that being said, fantastic player we have on our hands. But make no mistake about it, Saka is the guy. Now, I'm not going to sound all doom and gloom. The second half was a different story altogether. When we got into the second half, we ramped up the game. It looked like the tempo stepped up a notch. The guys were moving the ball quickly. Now, the midfield, honestly, we were not having that control in that midfield, but it looked like we were still trying to keep a hold of the game. Our defenders saw more of the ball than the midfielders. That's to tell you what Arteta had in mind, just to have a possession-based game. Now, it looked like this game was going to turn on a decision of managers on either side. Arteta could have made certain decisions that would take the game in the positive direction, or Valverde would actually get to do the same as well. Now, Valverde made the changes first, and I was worried at that point, like, what's going on, Arteta? Make your changes. And yes, changes he did, and those changes made a major difference. We have impact players on the bench now, like Trossard and Martinelli. They came on and they changed the game. They totally changed the game. Now, this is to bring it to the point that our attacking line is basically new. Eze, Gyökeres, Noni. And by the time they brought in two players that already have an understanding in Trossard and Martinelli, we saw that there was a little bit more creativity moving forward. Now, that ball from Trossard over the top, it was basically like a back pass that he just flicked over for Martinelli, and Martinelli used his pace, got in front of his man, and finished it up nicely. I'm so happy that Martinelli was able to do that, because really everyone started questioning the fact that he might not even be able to start in this Arsenal side. But with the goal he scored today, I think he's able to prove some of his doubts is wrong, that he has a chance, and he has laid claim to the next game coming up on Sunday against Man City. I think Arteta would have a decision on his hands to make, in the sense that Martinelli can start. Eze is going to take some time to get up to speed. And if you ask me, Eze, yes, he can do a job on the left, but that's not his best position. We know this. And Arteta is going to need some more time, I guess, to get more confidence in letting Eze do his thing. There is no doubt about the quality that Eze has. The only thing now is, would Arteta unleash this player? Would Arteta trust him to do what he can do? So now let's get into player performances so far across the pitch. I think our defensive lineup, solid as always, though there were a little bit some shaky moments from Raya. His distribution was not so great, but altogether he had a calm, easy game. If I were to rate him, I'll give him a 7. Right, he did his job. Now, right back, Timber, solid as always, solid as always. Yes, it was a little bit challenging for him at some points. He was not, having 10 over 10 kind of game, but honestly, Timber is always at least an average of 7. So I'll give him a 7 as well. Mosquera, yes, very decent bowler, solid. In fact, I'm not gonna even mince words to say that he's actually a breath of fresh air, in the sense that we are missing Saliba. We don't have to rush him back in. Mosquera is gonna do a job. He had a great performance today as well, though I wouldn't say I'll rate him as highly as I did the last time. Altogether, I think everyone in the team really didn't have a fantastic performance bar Madueke. So I'll give I'll give him a seven as well. I'll give him a seven as well. Big Gabby, you don't expect anything less from him now, in the sense that he is always going to put in the quality. He did a good job, but altogether, were we fantastic as we typically be? Not really. So I'll still give him a seven as well. Call of Fury as well. He had his nothing major from him, but he did his job defensively, right? So I'll give him a seven as well. Now, this rating is coming as a result of the fact that we actually won the game, because across board we're just average, if you ask me, as far as first half is concerned. Now, getting into the midfield, I'm going to start with Zubimendi. Zubimendi, yes, he tried to keep things ticking, moving along, though there was just this, safe play back and forth that was, happening so much in the first half. In the second half, he, switched up a little bit. It was, the long range passes, finding Madueke spot on. And altogether, I'll still give him a seven as well. Declan Rice, honestly, I would have said Declan Rice had one of the poorest games I've seen him in, but he turned things up in the second half. That's why I say it's a game of two halves. The second half, he actually stepped up, moving around, despite the fact that he had a yellow card early on in the game. Less than 10 minutes into the game, he had a yellow card, and I felt like that was going to affect his game, but it really didn't. He still did his job in the second half, moved around well, kept things sticking, and also his distribution was also good, finding Madueke with those long range. And in fact, his deliveries into the box when we had those free kicks was solid as well. So I would definitely give him a seven. Feels like everybody just getting a seven. A seven I'm giving everybody because we won the game. Yes. So seven for Rice, seven for Zubimendi. I'm gonna say Merino also had a fair game. He did his thing. I would say that Merino is gonna still have to show us much more, right, to guarantee a spot in the attacking midfield position, because he's not really taking up space in the attacking front, but getting things sticking around. Yeah, he does that, but as far as total gameplay is concerned, he did a job. He worked hard for the team, and I would say a seven as well. At least his work ethic, I cannot fault that right now. Yeah. Then I move to the attack. Attack, I would say Noni. I'll give Noni an eight. Yes. Nothing really resulted in a goal or assist from his own end, but he was the threat. He was the threat. He was causing chaos on that right side. So yes, an eight. Gyökeres had some moments. I think he would have done better with the header, but altogether, I'll say I'll give him a six. Not that he had a bad game altogether, but things didn't just fall right for him. I'm not one for making excuses for him, right? It's still going to take him some time. There's a great player there, we know for a fact. Yes, world class. But Gyökeres, you need to start, showing up with more bite, right? Now we'll move on to Eze, our let it all work out man. Yeah, it's gonna work out for sure. I don't doubt it. It's gonna happen for him. But right now in the game, it didn't look like he had, the kind of service and involvement that would let us see more of what he's capable of. He wasn't really involved in the game as such. The moments he had was good. His cross, at some point, actually found the head of Merino, and I was like, why have we not been getting him the ball to actually put in the crosses? He's actually better at sending those crosses than even Noni. But yeah, he didn't have so much of the ball. Arteta decided to switch things up, and we got in our man, Trossard and Martinelli. They combined perfectly to actually get us the win of this game. So for those two guys, I'll say they are like, yeah, both of them can arguably be men of the match, right? But it was given to Martinelli. Martinelli did a great job under the pressure he's been on, and delivering that kind of goal, crucial goal for us in this game away from home. Absolutely fantastic. Now, altogether, I'll say the game turned on Ateta's decision. So big ups to Ateta. A lot of people are quick to, criticize him for some of his decisions. I think, yes, when it's needed to criticize him. But when he does a good job as well, let him have his flowers. So Ateta, I'll give him a 9 out of 10 for management. Martinelli Man of the match. Trossard, I'll give him a co-man of the match if you ask me, because he actually had a goal and an assist. Same as Martinelli as well. So, fantastic game today. I'm happy that we're able to start off our Champions League campaign with a win. So, come on, you Gunners. See you later.